Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look years younger, baby. I wanna look.
1, 2, 3, dildo!
Dildo? Did somebody say dildo?
So, what are we talking about here?
Well, I randomly brought up Reddit news. What's an honor killing? What's the definition of honor killing?
Honor killing? Do you not know what that is?
No, not really.
So, like, if your daughter gets raped, you gotta kill your daughter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or if she ran away with the wrong man. So it's like an Islam thing, mostly.
That's weird, though, because this says teenager's body found in fridge in suspected London honor killing.
Well,
yeah,
London
sounds
has a
about
lot of
right.
Muslims. So maybe she married
So it's
somebody
like
that
if
the
you
father
shame
didn't
your
approve
family,
of.
you kill them?
Yeah. Yep.
Ah. I didn't know that was called an honor killing.
Yeah.
A murder of a young woman and a possible so-called honor killing. Yep. 20s. Man, that's terrible. Older woman.
Starting the podcast out on a high note, huh?
Ew, cut up in the fridge. That's fucked up.
Jesus, man.
This is the type of stuff you only see in movies, usually.
Usually it's actually a beheading for honor killings.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, the father is, like, trying to get away with it. It's just off with the head.
Do they actually, like, arrest people in Islamic countries for that?
It depends on the country, but I think sometimes no. They'll be like, yeah, that bitch deserved it.
Yeah, like, how dare she get raped?
Yeah.
That's fucked.
That's pretty fucked up, man.
Any other more interesting news or not so depressing?
Ah. Teenager body in a fridge. Not uplifting news for you, huh?
Not quite.
Oh, sorry. The next one's even sadder. Snooty the manatee has died at 69 years old.
You think that's sadder? You're like, humans, meh, but manatees, they're my bros, yo.
they're my homies. What? Here's crazy. Children as young as 15 are allowed to smoke on lunch break at school in Australia.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
Australia. If
Bunch
they
of
don't smoke,
cunts.
they might die.
Have you seen
Some
the
weird spider.
Have you seen the warning packages in Australia for tobacco?
No. What is it?
They literally, it's like, picture the pack is all black, and then they have like pictures of people with diseases and disorders on it, like, I don't know, cancer-ridden mouth or something. And then it's like poison symbols and all stuff like that. Like, it's very dark looking.
You know what I wonder? Like, what would they
I'm gonna
do?
Google it so I can see it, describe it better.
What would they do if, like, the people selling these put on something, like, talking about the images on there? Like, saying, like, yeah, the squares made us put this on, the losers and the government, but you'll look really fucking cool with a cigarette in your mouth. And then they put on pictures of, like, nothing but the coolest people smoking.
That's what they used to.
I wonder how long that would last before the government takes action again. Bans that shit.
Dude, Google Australian pack of cigarettes. You get it. It's like big, bold headline of a negative effect of cancer, and then a big picture to go with it. And then the brand name, they're not allowed to have brand symbols or logos.
Really?
So all the brands, it just says brand, and then it has a name.
Quitting will improve your health.
Sounds about right.
Don't let children breathe your smoke.
And then it just has like the green label, and it just says like Winfield.
Jesus.
But there's no logo or anything to go with it. That's so dark.
Smoking causes blindness? Really?
I guess if you put cigarette in your eyes.
Yeah. Think of the smoke. The smoke constantly goes into your eyes.
I guess.
When you're smoking. Ugh, smoking causes peripheral vascular disease. What? That was gross.
Oh, Jesus.
I kind of feel like it would be a lot harder to grab one of those and smoke out of it, but probably not if you're already addicted.
Yeah. Well, who cares?
Yeah.
It's the stuff that's inside that counts, you know?
Could you imagine the U.S. changing to that, though? That would be weird.
That would be so messed up. I mean, just feel bad for those people who provide those pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think about that you're signing up this, I'm gonna donate my body for medical research purposes. Bang, your picture is in the fucking cigarette.
Yeah, right? That's true, because they probably do a lot of those pictures for, like, books and stuff.
Yeah.
Holy shit, this is awful. Our news is just terrible. There's nothing good on here.
Nothing positive?
Parents arrested for giving newborn daughter meth, heroin, morphine.
Ugh.
Jesus Christ. There's no, like,
What?
Isn't uplifting news a subreddit? I think it is.
It is. Meth, heroin, and morphine.
That's fucking crazy.
I don't, like, why? Like, I wonder what their thought process was like. Was it, let's just see what happens?
That's actually a really good question. Do you have the article up?
No.
Now I'm actually kind of curious about that. Like, is it because, like, the baby's already addicted to it because the mother was using while she had the baby, maybe?
It's like, alright, we want our baby to grow fast. Meth will speed it up, but we need to take that edge off, so we'll give the baby a little heroin afterwards.
I don't know how you can do that. Like, and do you inject it or do you have it eat it?
I have no idea.
It's so dark, it's hard to even picture.
Jesus.
How would you describe the
Can
Big
you
Bang
stop the
Theory?
ad?
Yeah, fuck that. That brings up an ad. I'm not reading that.
You know what? You know what I've realized? I haven't really heard. I've been actually good about avoiding political news lately. I don't know anything that's going on.
Yeah,
in
all I
political
know is
world.
Russia. Russia.
Russia plus Trump. I'm kind of glad I don't know anything of what's going on because I feel like it's so frustrating. Anyways, did you see Musk is doing another boring? Like he's talking with other cities.
Oh yeah,
to
DC
bore?
to New York, I think.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, see if it works out though.
Hey, I do know one thing. Apparently, there's more nudity in this episode of Game of Thrones tonight.
Ooh, that's exciting. Who is it?
I don't know because
Please don't
I
be
didn't want to
that
spoil it.
80-year-old man.
Okay.
I just see a not safe for work, and I could tell somebody was undressing when I quickly saw the clip.
Is it one of the Maesters?
Oh yeah, that shit was gross on the last
I don't
episode.
want to see it. I really don't.
Oh man, that was a gross episode.
Yeah, why did they need to show that? You know, they didn't need to be so.
Him dumping the poop and all that.
Yeah.
Why not? I don't
They
know.
could have showed a different angle where we don't see it all going.
And it's this.
I need
They
to gross
clearly
me out,
wanted you to, but they wanted you to get the feeling of the grossness that he's dealing with.
I guess.
It's very vivid.
Did it worked, didn't it?
It does work.
Anything on your mind, Chloe?
What's going
Other
on?
than
What's
Game of
going
Thrones?
on?
I can talk about cars.
Cars.
Cars?
We're trying to buy a car.
Oh, you're trying to
Looking
buy a
at buying
car?
Cars. Yeah, it's not that exciting.
Ew.
Not that exciting.
Actually, I do have a good question. Do you drive a lot in LA? Or
I'm in San Jose.
oh, that's true. So you don't really have to deal with the crazy traffic.
I can answer this question.
It's crazy traffic if you drive to San Francisco.
The driving in LA is actually pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chloe lived there for 3 months.
It's like if you get onto the highway in the wrong time of the day, you're looking at getting 5 to 15 miles per hour.
Oh, really?
that's-
Like at all times?
LA is known for a giant highway parking lot.
Mm.
Yeah, it was bad even before San Jose got bad,
Yeah.
and then now San Jose's traffic has.
That
been bad.
that has to use up so much gas.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
constantly just inching.
And also a lot of people drive Prius here, and also other electric car like Nissan.
Yeah, why don't you get a Tesla? Go
Tesla
baller.
7 is too expensive. Tesla X is even more expensive. Tesla 3, it's not out yet, so I
It's at the end of the
don't
month.
want to...
I thought they
don't
made
wanna
a cheap
gamble.
version.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't come
great.
out until the end of the month, actually.
And I don't know review of that thing.
Yeah.
At least someone has to drive it for a
Wait.
year to
Right.
see how it keeping up. Because I've heard some Tesla owner complain that like the handle brakes, the quality wise is not as good as what you pay for other brands.
You know what? I bet that's why they're trying to really push the Chevy Bolt with lease terms so low. Is because the Tesla 3's coming out. And no
So
one's
what kind of
buying the
car
Bolt.
are you looking for?
Chevy Volt was one of them.
And then she's browsing a Lexus website right now, looking at what we drive. They're really nice. We
They're
drove
really
them.
nice.
They're very comfy.
I like the seat where it can heat up and also in cool down. So the whole time your butt feels very comfortable in all weather.
Mm-hmm. She was tired of driving my shitty Chevy Cobalt
It also smell like
to
spoiled
Apple because it's the cheapest car in the parking lot.
So she looks like a chump.
Yeah. I didn't
gotta be
care. I drive that every day.
Obviously.
I don't give a fuck.
I would
All
say
right?
you would probably drive
It's not
the
cheap,
most
it's-
broken ass car your whole
Exactly.
life if it would survive.
I don't care at all.
I
But
know.
Chloe's got to fit in.
Oh Jesus, man!
I like having a decent car that's really reliable. That's all I want.
Yeah,
As long as it's
exactly.
reliable, I don't care.
You're looking at Japanese cars, reliable.
Yeah. What car do you drive now? I can't remember.
A Kia
Kia.
Yeah.
2008
Not too bad.
It's
Spectra.
not too bad.
Somebody,
Yeah.
I would
my
recommend,
coworker.
like Camry. That's one of the most reliable.
See, I don't even
Camry.
know the differences between all these cars. I really don't.
I don't either. That's
You said
one I
Camry,
like.
and I can't even pick. I don't have any mental image.
Toyota.
Toyota Camry.
I know what that is, but like that, I'm the same way. I'm like,
I've heard those words
You-
before.
what is that car like? And I'm like,
You just need to look at the number of cars sold in the United
yeah.
States.
I'm just saying the big brand names. Only like I know what a Ferrari is like, super high end. I know like Lexus's luxury. I know.
Yeah, but when you
Like-
say Toyota Camry, I can't even picture
Yeah,
the car.
I can't either.
I don't know what that looks like.
I don't know at all.
Yeah, me either.
I'm one of the people that like just walk by the parking lot and I don't pay any attention whatsoever.
Yeah.
But some people really, really look
Yeah.
Okay,
and
I'm-
judge other
So
people
true.
by their car.
It's so
I
funny.
don't. And that's why
I
I
don't
don't give
think
a
about
shit
that.
what I drive.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's a
those
good
people who actually judge, but I do pay somewhat attention, especially that I'm looking at
Yeah.
cars.
She's always like, well, this coworker drives this coworker drives that. And I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, if you have a
don't care.
parking lot filled with at least like 40% BMW, you start to care a little
No,
bit.
you told me today that a lot of you went to the Cisco parking lot with me, and you said you saw a lot of Lexuses there.
Yeah,
and I was
it
like,
is true. Like,
and I was like, really? Okay, I go there every day, and I couldn't have told you that.
Same here.
just-
Every day, I could not have
you
told
just
you.
don't care. You have no idea how many times I saw Lexus in your parking lot.
But the thing is, I walk through there, and I don't even look. Just
It doesn't register at all.
Yeah,
Same
it's
here.
like it could be anything. It's just cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And I
like
don't look.
It's like a Jerry with music. It's like, human music.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
They're like the ugliest women in the bar. You don't pay any attention to them. I'm sorry.
They're all D's. they're all twos in our world. That's hilarious.
Cars just not something I ever paid attention to.
Yeah.
But you're spending like 40 minutes of your day in there, right? You get
Inside my
comfortable.
car, I don't spend
Yeah.
any amount of time looking outside at cars, really.
Exactly.
I
And
don't
that's
pay
why I
attention
never
to them.
wash my car.
Yeah. Same here. But I was actually about to say that my coworker noticed a white piece of paint because my car is black, and he noticed it's like a small little thing on a passenger door, and I was like, "Oh, did you a car hit you or something?" Open the door, and I looked, and I was like, "I don't know." I didn't even I honestly don't care at all that there's a little piece of white paint on it.
Should have said I saw a scratch, so I thought I'd use whiteout, and it was get rid of it. just like you make a mistake on a form. Like it's the same idea, right?
Yeah, it's like you just whited it out.
It's all good.
Yeah, there's definitely people that care a lot about cars, and I've never understood it.
And speaking of like people cares about cars, how do you guys feel about the stereotypes of what people drive to a car?
Oh yeah.
I don't understand them because I don't know cars well.
Exactly. Have you heard BMWs are assholes or like midlife crisis guys?
Okay,
I've never heard
we just
that
looked, alright, of the people who's actually driving the car. Like, there's so many bald guys.
Yeah.
So many of them. I feel like BMW should have made a slogan called, like, we can't get your hair back, but at least we can get you this fancy car.
Yeah.
Nah.
And then, we were looking on Reddit. Reddit had a thread about, like, car stereotypes. And Chloe was looking at Subarus, and I read that thread before, and I was like, Subarus are for lesbians. I know that because I read Reddit, and they said Subarus are for lesbians.
I guess that's the only, like, ones I have. Like, obviously the Family Man has the van, you know?
Yeah.
Soccer Mom has
some sort of van. Yeah.
Yeah, Soccer Mom van. It's like a Honda.
The Handyman has the truck.
I think like a Dodge Caravan.
Dodge Caravan, you're right.
Yeah, Handyman's got a truck.
Well, that's just requirement because you have to ship tools.
Yeah, that's why it makes sense.
It's not a strong association, like, you know.
Do you have an opinion about people that like to back up in their parking spots?
Back into their parking
That's
spot?
a good question. I never do that. I think it's...
I think it takes way more time than just backing out of your parking spot.
No,
I don't understand it.
I think people does that usually are the people who has backing up cameras. I like to think that way.
No, but why not just use the backing up camera when you're like parked normally and then back out?
I don't understand either. Like my mom always back into a parking spot, but like she visited me and she said like, "Why are you always driving in there?" I was like, "I haven't been driving here. What are you talking about?"
I don't understand.
When you get out, it's easier.
Yeah.
Like, well, when I pull in, it's easier.
I would really like to do like they have the 5-factor personality test.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would guess, a crazy guess, like that it would be highly conscientious people maybe do it for some reason. Like they just...
What do you mean?
I don't know, that they just, for some reason... Like, there are people that kind of pay attention to how they're viewed more and, like, kind of... I don't know.
See more.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if conscientious is the word I'd use for them. I don't know if that's the kind of people I see that back into parking lots.
Who do you think? What's the stereotype?
I feel like the people that back up into parking lots tend to have like nicer cars and kind of think they're better than other people sometimes, or higher class kind of people like to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's not like your person that is doing like lawn mowing on the side and struggling to survive that backs in a parking spot.
Okay.
I see. So, here's another stereotype that does it a lot. I'm pretty certain of this one.
Okay.
Getaway drivers. Because they need to get the fuck out soon. Alright?
That's just practicality right there.
They're not going to take the time to back out. That's a very practical decision.
Dude.
I feel like, though, if there's ever a pull-through spot, I'll always pull through, but that's because it's so easy and quick.
Exactly.
That's
I do
true.
the exact same thing.
Yeah.
If it's not pull-through, I'm not backing in that way. Otherwise...
Yeah, I also like to avoid some parking spot that would be too tight to back out. Like, sometimes you pull into the spot where it's like... Car was parked close to my right, and the left there's a fucking pillar over there.
That's because I'm like the exact opposite of the person that backs in. Like I just want to get in there and go about my fucking day. Like I'm not thinking about the time I'm pulling out at all. I'm just get in there and then go.
No,
I'm thinking about my time as well. That's my thing.
That's why I think conscientious.
That's why you're saying conscientious.
They're thinking about in the future when I pull out, it'll be worth it.
But what's that have to do with other people? Isn't conscientious like you're thinking about what other people?
That's
or just
that and just
conscientious about of what's going on, more aware.
Yeah, I guess it applies to a few things. I guess there are multiple factors to conscientiousness. You're a psych major. Shouldn't you tell me what it is?
I don't fucking know. There's not a psych experiment for backing up into parking lots.
That would be a good
It's actually
experiment.
a cool... Yeah, it's an interesting thing, honestly.
I'd read that article.
Yeah, that would be neat to do like a Myers-Briggs and then break it down for who backs into parking lots.
Yeah.
Set it up.
They're better than you.
I feel like I get what you're saying, though, where it could also be people that think about the future more.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way to put it. They're not living in the present.
Orientation.
They're not living in the present as much.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, now here's another question about parking lots and how you feel about them. When you pull into a parking lot, do you just go to the first spot you see, or do you drive around trying to get a close spot?
First spot I see.
Yeah, see? Because we're thinking about, we just want to get in and out.
Exactly. And I don't mind walking. I think, I
actually like the walking.
Anything. Exactly. I hate it when people are like, oh, you could have gotten this much closer spot. There's spots over... Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Oh, no, I got to walk 20 more feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever shall I do?
Huh? What?
Chloe's a complainer about that. She's like,
Really?
but I see a parking spot much closer right there.
Yeah.
Like,
I literally just go for the first spot I see that's open. I'm like, all
Not
right.
only that, sometimes I will specifically park far away from people, like where my car's the only one.
Oh, really?
So one, you don't have to worry about hitting another car.
Ah.
Two, I have a terrible memory. So when I walk out, it's like, where's my car? Oh, it's where no other fucking car is. I can see it clearly. It's right there. So, like, you don't have to hunt for a car. It's like basically where no other car is. Just walk to it. So I think it actually saves me time because I don't have to look for my goddamn car.
That's actually a good point.
So sometimes,
I do have
like,
that issue as well.
Walmart, big parking lots, I'm just like way out in the middle of freaking nowhere.
That's just smart. That's you knowing your own bad habit.
Yeah, exactly.
Adjusting for it.
Bad habits.
See, I tell Chloe this, like, I have a system, like, where my keys and wallet and phone, they all go into the same pocket every day.
Yep.
And I always do this because it feels weird if I walk without it like that. And then I'll be like, I'm forgetting something. And the weight needs to be right. It's not like I have OCD. It's just a system I build to help with my shit memory.
We both have that similar neurotic behavior.
Yeah.
For sure. Because people will tell me, like, hey, remember to do this or something, and I'll tell them, I'll look at it and be like, you gotta text me that or I'll forget.
Exactly. I say that all the time. Remind me to do this, Chloe.
I will. I think we live in our mind too much. We think about, we're just off and thinking about other things way too often to remember other stuff.
I'm super absent-minded. I'll just be thinking about even dumb shit. Like, it doesn't even matter.
Totally. I'm not saying it's, like, really intelligent stuff I'm thinking about in my head necessarily.
No, like, I'm thinking about politics and world peace. I'm thinking about...
Thinking about how to better the world. No.
What kind of muffin should I have today? I'll be in 20 minutes thought about a muffin. And all the time I'll be walking out the door without my keys. And I'll be like, oh no, the weight's wrong.
That crazy, like, stream of consciousness where you're like, what kind of muffin should I get while I'm in the store? When's the last time I had a muffin? I don't know. Should I get a blueberry muffin? I don't think I've had a blueberry muffin in a while. You know, you don't see muffins too often anymore in stores or snack places. Man, remember the snack line at high school? That was pretty cool. It's kind of weird, though, that they served muffins and candy to kids in high school. And it'll just keep going on and on and on and on and on. And then I pick up a
podcast. Just random shit.
Exactly.
One random thing after another.
Here's the thing. Do you do it so bad, though, where, like, you'll walk into a store for a muffin, and then you'll have that conversation in your head, and you'll be kind of walking towards muffins, and halfway through you'll be like, what am I doing
was I
again?
here for? I don't remember.
This is a daily problem, if not, like, every hour kind of problem.
I've been told so many times, like, are you high or something? Because when I'm not actually high. Several times this come up is when I walk into an elevator and I don't press a button. I'm just thinking about something.
I've totally done that.
What are you doing? Oh, yeah, I do need to go to a floor, actually.
I've totally done that before. The doors have closed and I've just kind of stood there. Oh, yeah, I gotta press a button to go somewhere, huh? Oh, my God, that's so funny. Oh, I wonder what that is, that, like how it is to think differently, like, not have that experience, like, be focused at all times. Because I would never know it. Yeah, because that's definitely how it goes. Chloe,
I don't know.
does your brain not work that way?
Have that. No, she's pretty well pays attention for the most part to what she's actually doing in the present.
I'm aware of my surroundings because, you know, as a woman, you grow up, you learn to pay attention to surroundings.
Yeah.
So that you don't get in trouble.
I think it's just...
that's different, though.
Yeah.
I pay attention to my surroundings. Our idea is, do you focus on things? Like, when you're headed to get a muffin, are you, like, do you get distracted while you're going there? I understand my surroundings.
You were even getting a muffin.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't happen
No.
very often.
See, in my experience with Chloe, she's never done anything like that. She always gives me the oddest look when I say, what was I doing? I say that out loud to myself a lot of times, and she'll just give me the weirdest look when I ask, what was I doing again?
Like, I was talking to him, like, maybe like 2 minutes ago. I was like, turn left. And then he just, like, thinking about something else. I was like, turn left. And then he blames me for yelling at him.
I don't blame.
I was like, what? Dude,
Well,
listen,
maybe if
you're
you
turning
yell.
left.
But yeah.
That's only... Just today, I was driving home from a gaming event. I know my exit. I take it, but the exit, like, splits, and I know this. But I'm in my own head just thinking about, you know... I think I was probably thinking about, like, stuff I gotta pack and what work I gotta do and stuff like that when I get home. And because of that, I miss the split and I go the wrong way. I'm like, well, shit, now I'm, like, 10 minutes out of the way. Like, that just is a constant... Especially driving. It's so easy to space out while driving.
Exactly. Especially if it's a route you're familiar with. You don't have to pay any damn attention. You just kind of go, let me think about something else for a while.
Okay, so if you're cleaning then, do you often, like, you start to clean one thing, but you don't finish cleaning it because you see something else and you start to clean that?
Yeah, definitely. I don't have any sort of, like,
you don't have to finish that.
Like, I intend to finish that, but I just go from one thing to another, and then, like, I'll walk by something and see that, and then that's going to
pick that up.
Thing. Yeah. That's going to become this area now.
Yep.
I don't know.
So it's a weird behavior, but I completely understand it.
Yeah. Things get done eventually.
I just, like, I want to have that experience one day of feeling what it's like to focus.
Yeah, there are definitely people that are the exact opposite of us.
Yeah.
Like, you're not the exact opposite, Chloe. There are some people that are constantly on point, 100% paying attention to the person that's talking to them about whatever they're talking about. Like, not daydreamers at all. And maybe that's what I would describe it.
That is the term, daydreamer.
And then there's somebody that doesn't daydream at all. Like, no.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Like,
I can't imagine that.
I know, but they exist. They definitely
do.
And those are the people that are fucking talking in meetings, and I'm not paying attention to them.
Yeah. Yep. You got to be somewhat interesting for me to, like, pay attention and keep focused. And even sometimes people are interesting and keep focused, but, like, sometimes I might just bail somehow. Something they say might, like, trigger a thought. So that's a good question, Chloe. Do you daydream a lot? Do you get distracted and just think about random things like that?
I do. I do for about 10 seconds, and I just shut it off.
You have a switch. You can just be like,
she
shut up. You're focusing on this.
Yeah, it's like sometimes zoning out, and then as the minute I realize I'm zoning out, I'll switch it off. It's like force yourself to focus on something.
Nope. Sometimes I'll be programming and I'll be like, man, I want to eat some beef. What if I were a cow? I don't think I'd like to eat grass. Grass? I don't know. They seem to like it, though, so maybe if I were a cow, I'd like grass.
Well, but what would it be like?
I bet I'd fart a lot. Cows fart a lot.
See, you're already focused on cows too much. I would already be on the grass.
Yeah.
Dude.
Photosynthesis is cool.
I wonder what it'd be like to just soak up the sun all day and then have the dew to get you wet, and then what if you were the dirt?
It'd be really cool on a beach. Then it'd be more excuse to go.
Everyone asks, what if animals could talk? But nobody thinks about what if grass could talk.
They'd have a lot to say, man. Or maybe they'd just be boring and talk about the sun all the fucking time.
They talk about everybody trying to get off them. Hey, get off my lawn.
It's terrible. It's a terrible joke.
It was a terrible joke.
It would be, get off me.
Get off. Yeah, but it would be one blade of grass saying get off my lawn,
Oh,
you got to see the forest through the tree.
Or the grass for the lawn.
Yes. No,
the lawn for the grass.
For the grass, exactly.
Yeah.
Moving
on.
That's good to know. I realize people have the same thought process as me.
But we're related, so
yeah.
It's because we have the same genes. I don't wonder what percentage of people are anywhere near. There's obviously a spectrum.
Yeah, it does.
I feel like we're very far on the daydream spectrum. I wonder,
you and I are, but I bet Alan isn't.
What's the average? That's
true.
I don't think Alan does that.
Yeah.
Alan has never struck me as a huge daydreamer.
In fact, Josh is probably our same one.
Yeah, I think Josh is like us, too.
Yeah.
I think he spaces out all the fucking time.
Have you ever seen the birth order stereotypes? For boys? Because we actually
so it would
fit
make
it
Alan
quite well.
actually. For boys, they have one specifically? Let's see.
I don't know if
The
it's
firstborn is always supposed to be conservative, and Alan is the always do the normal thing. Whatever the normal thing is, he's going to do it.
We actually fit it kind of well, if I remember correctly. I'm looking it up now because I was kind of shocked when I read it. I was like, damn, that's pretty spot on. Everything you need to know about birth order. I remember the youngest is always the more independent one or something because by the time they have the fourth child, they don't need to pay attention as much. It's they've already done all this. Okay, so firstborn, natural leader, ambitious, responsible. The eldest, for a while, has no competition for time. There's a benefit.
Yeah, that's not 4. They have the middle child.
Yeah, which you're technically the middle child, but I never understood why the third child is middle child in 4.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. You know that, right? The third is always considered the middle?
Well, I thought both of us would be middle. We're in the middle.
Normally the third is considered the middle child. I don't understand it.
I guess
But that's what I've always heard.
I thought you said there was one specifically for 4 boys.
I thought so too, but I'm not sure.
I feel like Malcolm in the Middle wasn't accurate because what was the oldest, Francis? He was always the huge troublemaker. And I don't feel like that fits the...
But if you look at it, he was also the leader, though. He was a screw-up, but he was sort of like the leader.
Well, you're gonna definitely be in charge because you're the fucking oldest.
Yeah.
You definitely have the authority.
But he didn't fit he did everything well, because the whole point of the show was they were all kind of screw-ups, and Malcolm in the Middle was... Oh, there's the point. Malcolm in the middle. He's the third child.
Oh.
There's a good proof that people say that all the time. I don't understand it, but that's what they say. But if you actually think about the show, He could be Malcolm in the Middle because Francis was gone, so he was in the middle.
Oh, he was definitely
3
in the
left.
Because Reese was the oldest there.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
God damn it. You know what I hate about information on websites any days? This is the exact same copy and paste, just on a different
Yeah, it is.
website.
It's actually the exact same thing.
It is
we were
the
already
exact same thing. I bet you this fucking thing's going to be the same thing, too. That's one problem with internet shit nowadays.
Yeah, easy, just copy and paste. Alright, let's skip this.
I'm going to edit it out.
I don't know, dude. You haven't been editing shit out. You say you'll edit it out. I'm going to clap. And
Just
then you'll
because I
ignore
missed
it.
one clap thing doesn't mean...
Alright,
Once again...
clapping the shit out of it.
I didn't edit it out. But I did edit this in. So I looked it up, and I finally got a decent breakdown of birth order. So firstborn tends to be perfectionist, tends to have some or all of these qualities. Perfectionist, leader, responsible, highly motivated to succeed, strong need for approval from people in charge. Conscientious. So they apparently are people that like to back up into the parking spot. We'll skip only child, but only child is basically the same as the firstborn, except it says more so. And also more confident, comfortable with adults, not so good with criticism. Middleborn children. So this would actually include Nick and Josh according to this. Middleborn tend to be rebellious, adaptable, mediators, prefer compromise over conflict, independent, resourceful, insecure, secretive. And the lastborn, me, I'm the baby. Social, outgoing, financially irresponsible. Ooh, that might be true. Manipulative, not true. Spoiled or babied. Yep, that was true. But not to the point of hopelessness or helplessness. There you go, there you have it. That's the typical, or what they say is stereotypes for birth order and personality. Obviously things are different. For instance, if you were given the responsibilities of a firstborn, you would have more of a firstborn even if you were a middle child, is what it goes on to say. Anyways, back to the podcast. Okay. Firstborn child, the achiever. The eldest child, probably more common with firstborn that the brothers had no control.
See, this is bullshit. I was not a peacemaker. Alan and I fought all the fucking time. I was constantly fighting Alan.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't like that one. It should have, there was one specifically for 4 children. Oh well, yeah, I'm just going to edit it out because we can't find it, the one I saw.
Yeah. Moving on.
Anywho.
Chloe's an only child.
Yes.
So she's
The
all
lone
me,
wolf.
me.
What?
The lone wolf.
She is. Mm-hmm.
That's what they say about the youngest, too, because they say...
Yeah, you?
Yeah.
I remember being so pissed when, our parents had the rules where, when you turn 10, you get to ride around the block. When you turn 12, you get to ride, 5 blocks away.
Uh-huh.
Whatever it was.
I sort of remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and, everyone followed them.
Uh-huh.
Alan got his permission when he was that old. Josh did. I waited then. And then when I got it, you got it too. They were just like, well, he's the baby. And then, you just were allowed to do it, even though I was the one that turned that. And I was so pissed. It's like, no, I waited my turn. I waited until I was old enough to achieve that milestone. And he just gets it because he whines, because he's the baby. And you're like, I'm just being so pissed off about that. I earned it by living longer. There were rules. Rules are there for a reason.
You set the rules in place, I followed the rules, and then you just said, fuck the rules!
Yeah, exactly. I really do remember being really fucking
That's
pissed
hilarious.
off about that.
I don't remember, childhood stuff that well.
I don't remember.
At all.
It's spotty.
Yeah,
other
that's
bits
the way
and
to put
pieces. I think anything with strong emotional content you remember.
Yeah, that's true.
And I remember that because I was very pissed off.
You're fucking pissed.
Yeah. So that's in my memory.
I do remember like having to be in by the time the street lights were off. I remember that a lot.
Yeah. That's definitely one of them. You got called in.
Yeah.
Did you have a rule like that, Chloe?
Hmm?
Like, when were you, like, if you were outside, did you go outside to play, or were you always studying?
Oh, Jesus, man. Of course I do.
Okay, what was the rule for when you had to come back inside?
But you're talking about how old? Like, give me an age.
12.
12. I rarely go outside. Usually I visit my friends' place, and we hung out.
So you wouldn't go outside and play?
No, little girls are a little different. We went shopping.
I guess so. At 12? What about 10 or 8? You wouldn't go shopping then.
Shopping at 12?
Yeah, like you go to like a little stores, kind of like like icing or Claire, those kind of stores where they sell cheap
At 12?
hairbands.
I guess that's a
Those
girl
really are
thing.
different.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we had no sisters, so we don't know this.
I
Yeah.
didn't know this.
We
but,
were
like,
constantly outside, just
Yeah.
doing shit.
just
I don't recall
kicking
doing
sticks.
any
Yeah.
sports and all that. Like
No, we weren't doing sports. We were just doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
I remember.
We had guns a
like
lot,
that.
and we played guns.
When I was like
things.
5 or something, I did something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like it was the time that I still lived with my grandparents, so like there's kids like on the neighborhood on the same like little cul-de-sac, right? So I mean it was better safe back then. I remember still hanging out around like after 8 p.m. or something.
8 p.m. Okay. See, that probably would have been too late.
Yeah,
Did
but
you
it was
have-
like the neighbors'
time.
kids, like next door neighbors'
Yeah,
kids. Yeah.
That's what we would have had. Just like not next door. Well, sometimes next door, but maybe like 4 houses down or something. But our rule was always when the street lights were on. You see the street lights on the street, right? When those came on, then we had to be inside.
Oh,
That means it was
no.
nighttime,
Because like
Yeah.
we just right outside. So if you think about like a patio, right? Because we're on the first floor, you can just literally go outside and see me. Like I wouldn't go outside a block.
So they could actually see me. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
There's not much room out there too, so we don't actually go out. So it's like our previous house, like that cul-de-sac, and you're the house
okay, I
that's
see.
on the corner where it connected to main road.
So basically, all the parents could look out and see you out of their
basically,
own window.
yeah.
So there's like no reason to be like, get in here, we can't see. Like everyone's watching you.
Yeah, everyone's watching, so like,
Okay.
there's no reason.
That's
that I
different.
would-
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely different.
And after I moved back with my parents, who were kind of like in the house, sort of not a cul-de-sac, but there were like 6 houses, and it was a circle. It's enclosed, so you're hanging out in the center part, like center patio, playground area.
Cul-de-sac
Again, it was
is a whole
watched by
nother
six families
thing.
watching.
Yeah, it's kind of now I really understand why parents really like cul-de-sacs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was supposed to be a big selling point of our house was like cul-de-sac, and everyone around us had a family, and I was like, nah, that makes
and
sense.
being a married couple, like
Yeah,
cul-de-sac,
we didn't
what?
fit in.
Yeah.
We were like, you don't have kids? Can
No.
you get them?
Could you get
start?
a couple kids, you weirdos?
Yeah, could you start now? Our kids need playmates.
Yeah. That is weird. Like I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I was talking with Harry just yesterday, and I was talking about, dude, you remember like sometimes, and this is like high school age, like I would just come over and we would just kind of shoot a ball, but really all we did was just hang out and talk. Like that's really all we did. Like
Yeah.
sometimes that's what we would do, is just chill and talk. It's like I don't know anybody that does that.
Just goes and chills.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Like, have you ever come to somebody's house and just say, hey, you want to come over and just hang out and talk?
yeah. That's kind of what we do here now, though.
Yeah, that's why I enjoy
Just
doing the
record
podcast.
it, yeah.
That's the whole
Yeah.
point of it.
It's kind of, fucking bullshit. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like the world's changed a bit. Like,
Yeah, it
there's
really
just so
has.
much other shit to do. Like, I
can't
always
slow
say,
down.
like, there's just so much content. Like, I could play a different video game the rest of my life and never get bored with, like, a
Every
shitty one.
day.
Exactly.
of your life.
And watch a different new movie, a cool movie. I could browse so much internet and read so much random shit. there's just so much shit to do. It's like, I'm sorry, I don't have time to fill in random conversation anymore. But, like, it's just a different feeling. It's another thing you should set aside time aside
Exactly.
for.
There's so much random-ass content that even we create random-ass content every week.
That's true. We're part of the problem. Now we just need to be good.
Yeah. Oh, that's part of the thing? You're supposed to do that too? Oh, shit. We fucked up, guys. I guess when I think about it, though, that's why I enjoy, like, board games and stuff like that. Because a lot of times we would play, like, Magic, but we'd be hanging out and talking while playing Magic. You know, like, board games are more social. That's why I enjoy them so much more. Video games, it's not as social because you just stare at the screen most of the time.
Yeah.
So that's the question. Do you do any other things like this? Like, currently, is there any time you actually, like, set aside to do during the day to just, like, talk to people?
No. It'd be too weird. Most people would think it's weird.
Does that even, like, happen to you where you're talking to, like, say you're, like, leaving work or something, you get stuck talking to somebody for a while?
Sometimes, but it would only be, like, for 5 minutes at a time, maybe.
Really?
Maybe at lunch. Sometimes at lunch you'd maybe get a bit of talk, but a lot of times it'll turn right to work.
Huh. I'm just too much of a talker or something then, because, like, back when I worked at Papa John's, like, I would leave, and, like, I was friends with a lot of the people we were leaving with, and sometimes we'd be bitching the whole night because people were keeping us there late because they would make orders.
Yeah.
So we'd be like, fuck, we're not even going to get a leave here until, like, 2:30 or 3. We'd get out at 2:30 or 3, and we'd start walking out, and we'd get to talking, and then we wouldn't even leave till, like, 3:30 or 4 because we got stuck talking to each other for a while about random shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we complained this whole time, and then we made ourselves stay here even later.
Oh, dude, that's another childhood memory. Do you remember going to Grandma and Grandpa's?
Yes, I do.
And do you remember, like,
Slightly.
they would, like, we'd visit, like, maybe once every 2 weeks or a month, just go to their house?
Yeah, it was very, like, it was consistent, but not often.
Yeah, but, like, every time, Mom and Dad would start leaving, right?
Uh-huh.
And then, like, they would just stand at the door and talk for, like, an hour as they were leaving.
Yes.
And you and me would just be like, come on, let's go. We put the toys away, because Grandma and Grandpa would bring out, like, these toys while they were officially visiting, right?
Yes.
And we would just play with the little toys. And then they'd go, okay, we're leaving. And then they'd walk to the door. They'd put all the toys away. They'd walk all the way to their door, which was away from the living room.
Oh, my God.
And then it was like, we don't have our toys anymore while you're sitting there talking for an hour. And like,
so true.
You need to either we go back and you bring the toys out again, or we get the fuck out of here. We were always so upset at them because they were like, why did you make us go to the door just so you could talk for an hour?
That's so funny. I don't really remember that, but I can understand, like, the whole concept of that happening.
Yeah,
especially with our parents and our grandparents. I could see that happening easily.
They would just keep going and going. And I remember, it was just like, oh, the toys, can we go back?
Yeah. I guess Dad does that on the phone a lot when we're talking, and, like, I think the conversation's over, so I start to hang up, and he keeps talking, I'm like, oh, where's...
You want to keep going, huh?
Yeah, oh, okay. Like, I don't know, like... See, just like you said, we've trained ourselves to not have long-form conversations because time is so precious.
He's from the generation where there were 3 channels, so most of your entertainment was talking to other people.
Yeah. It's so weird, though, like, to do that nowadays.
Yeah, I wonder if it continues, like...
Yeah.
Are we kind of training ourselves to be autistic in some way? Like,
I don't doubt it.
In, like, another 100 years, like, everyone's going to be full-on autistic. It's just... no one's going to talk to anybody.
Everyone caught the full-on autism.
Yeah. Got the full-blown autism, huh?
Got the full-blown autism. You're positive. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where, because people gradually, like, work that way, there's like a rebound effect where people go away from it for entertainment value. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, that's why podcasts are so popular.
I do think some people will do things in just, like, inefficient ways just because they want to just have a conversation or talk to, like, not go through, like, an automated ordering system or something. Like, I don't want to order online. I want to go and talk to the person at the checkout.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'm slightly autistic, as in if I go to a store and the cashier's, like, talking to me, sometimes I have that thought, like, oh, God, I got to actually talk to this person.
That's funny, though. That's funny you say that, because I've actually tried to be the opposite way. I try to stop going through self-checkouts on purpose to talk to the cashier, even though I used to be a cashier and hate people talking to me.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, though. I've tried to go away from doing all automated stuff. But
I think the problem with that is it's just surface conversation when you don't know the person. It's just like, oh, how's the weather?
See, but I try not to do that kind of conversation.
Yeah. Well, what do you ask? Like, tell me your sexual preferences.
No,
Let me judge you.
I, joke with them or something, and then, I kind of, assess the person.
You don't if it screws up, and they're like, oh, can't get a price. I guess it's free,
It's free then, huh?
Although if you did it the right way, where you know it's bullshit, and just laughed your ass off down onto the floor and just started grabbing your stomach like laughing your fucking ass off is the most original thought ever. At least it would be interesting for them that time.
I was picturing pulling out a little folded poster and unraveling it saying it's free just over the top, as ridiculous as possible. Having fucking streamers and actually hire people to come up and shoot off fireworks and stuff for you. It's free, yes. Woo! Oh my god. Now that would be hilarious.
And the crazy thing is, it's just a piece of gum. It's a pack of gum, anyways. It's a quarter. You just say, that's a lot of hoopla for a quarter.
A lot of hoopla. So when I try to joke with the cashier, it just all depends on who I see and who it is, and if I'm in a hurry or not. And no, I obviously don't go for the general stuff. I'll try and see if there's something that hits at their interests or anything like that. I try not to say, oh man, it's a real scorcher out there today, or man, it's muggy.
But what would give me an example of a person you see and you try to judge their interest and say something?
So maybe I see they're wearing a pin of a band I know and they're into them.
I
will say, oh hey, did you see their new video that came out or something? If I have any kind of intelligent information about what I see about them, or I hear them talking about something, I will say something. Or if something happens while I'm in line, I won't pretend it didn't happen, something funny or something weird. I'll mention it and bring it up. I'll talk about it.
I see.
Or I'll be buying something weird, I don't know, apples. It's hard to give an example.
You'll be buying condoms, and you'll be like, I won't use these. I'm sad and lonely. I'm just trying to impress you. You put your head into your hands and start crying and hope they console you.
Dude, how did you know what I did today? Were you recording me? No, I'm trying to think, I don't know. So I bought, white vinegar earlier because it's really good to wash your ghee and stuff and to get smells out.
White vinegar?
Yes.
Okay.
So let's say I have white vinegar and apples or something else, stuff that clearly doesn't go together. I might say something jokingly about it or something.
I wonder how this vinegar is going to go with the apples.
Yeah, something like that.
Smear them in that goddamn vinegar.
Can't wait to eat my vinegar apples. And sometimes you get the person that's not too bright and look at you is this
what?
motherfucker really eating vinegar apples? What?
Oh, okay, didn't know that was a thing.
but then I'll do I'm not really going to do that. If the person clearly doesn't get the joke. So you know what I've become, that person that probably doesn't know half the the cashier population.
Yeah.
The 17-year-old's like, oh, this little asshole.
That's okay. The older you get, the less you give a shit.
That's true. That's so true. Anyways, that was just a random sidebar. Do you really avoid all human contact when you're in a store or anything then?
Kinda, yeah. I don't know. Usually, I think it's actually part of the absent-mindedness.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that I will just be completely thinking about something other than, like, people around me. And they'll start talking to me, and I will only hear the last 2 words, and sometimes I think I come off like a psychopath. Honestly, they'll say something to me, and I'll have only gotten the 2 words.
Yeah.
And I'll try to, like, come up with, like, just try to guess at what they were saying. And sometimes, I'm, like, completely wrong. And they just, they're just like,
they just look at you weird.
And then usually they just don't talk to me anymore. Just like, oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Sometimes that shit happens.
We do have too many of the same genes, because I have the same problem. I think I come off... I never thought psychopath. I think I come off as like an arrogant asshole sometimes, because
that too.
People think I'm not
Sometimes,
paying attention to them because they're boring or I'm too good for them, but a lot of times it's just like they're talking and all of a sudden I see something out of the corner of my eye and it distracts me, so I start thinking about it, and then I have no idea what they said, so I don't want to try to come off as rude, so I'll try to guess what they're saying. And it obviously when I like reply, it's the completely wrong thing, and they look like, well, you fucking dick, you weren't listening this whole time. I'm like, god damn it, now I'm the dick.
That's what they think too.
Yeah,
I think the worse the guess is, the more it's a psychopath. The more it's like you definitely weren't even listening, but you just got the last 2 words. Then it's like you just weren't listening.
Oh my god.
If they're talking about like their favorite sports, and you're like, yeah, the weather's great. I gotta return some videotapes tonight. They're like, oh shit, this man's a serial killer.
Oh my god, dude. This happens so often in my life. I think the more people are around me, the more they realize I just don't pay attention, and they realize I'm not an arrogant asshole, at least I try not to be, and that I just, I'm that distracted in life. I hope at least most people understand that.
See, these are daydreamer problems, Chloe, that you just don't have.
Yeah.
We come off as retards every now and then.
No, I like to call it like goldfish memory.
Yeah,
Chloe
always says I have a goldfish memory.
Talked to you about something 5 minutes ago, and I asked you again, like, you were looking at me like as if I said something really, really weird. Yeah.
You talked to me 5 minutes ago. Oh, about 5 minutes ago. What? Are you fucking high? I have no recollection of what you're talking about. It was 5 minutes ago. And then I have to sit there and think, oh, I do remember that. As if I'm recollecting something from 35 years ago. I was like, no.
It's like a big revelation. That, Kara would always say, like, if she tried to talk to me and I was reading something, I would stop and be like, I have no idea what you just said because I was reading this whole thing, like, that whole time. Like, if I'm reading, my ears aren't working. They're not happening. There's nothing. It's just burr, 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 burr around me.
And this is why I always say I can't listen to music and code, because it's like, what will I actually end up paying attention to? I might just hear, like, a word or two from the song, and just, like, that's what I'm going to start thinking about. Like, my mind won't be on coding at all.
Have you ever tried listening to, like, the same song over and over again? Because that's what I have to do.
Oh.
Because it becomes background noise when it's the same thing over and over and over.
No, that might be worth trying.
Like, it puts me in that, what do you call it, the Zen state where, like, flow state, that's what it's called. It usually puts me in flow state if I listen to the same song over and over. But the issue with doing it is it's harder to, like, get started because you do pay attention to the song at first, and then it slowly fades out into the background.
I see.
But then, once again, I think my roommate might think I'm a fucking maniac because I'll play the same song for like 3 hours in a row.
Jesus, really? The one song?
Yeah. I mean, it's
3 hours of one song.
2 or 3 hours, yeah, easy. And then sometimes I'll fall asleep to it.
Yeah,
so
I would totally think that guy's a serial killer. No one does that normally. No one normally does that.
Oh god. Yeah, that definitely happens often.
Jesus.
All right, I think that's a good time to end it. We finally got onto some good. You know what's funny? You just said that, and remember, one of the ones I have. My last note is Zach's a serial killer.
Did I really?
Yeah, but remember I had this story with the stuff in my trunk.
No, I told you I was really drunk last time.
I helped a guy out with his tire. And in my trunk, I had, saran wrap, axe, and a saw.
Okay.
So my last note on the last podcast is Zach's a serial killer. So in this one, we're going to end it with Zach's a serial killer.
There we go. We got a new thing other than necrophilia to talk about.
Full circle, apparently. But apparently you're a serial killer, too, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's
we
all
both
good.
come off as serial killers. or complete idiots.
Either or.
Alright, adios.
Alright.